if there's one lesson you're going to take from this, it's something Fikru says, which he talks about when he was frustrated, when he just moved. Like, he would sit in the public transit and people would see him and not sit down beside him. And yeah, that's a small thing. And it's so easy to feel like a victim when that happens to you. But after a while, he said to himself, you know what? I'm not going to take the frustration and negativity I feel on other people. I'm just basically going to, you know what? No matter what happens, I'm just going to make sure that I'm always positive and joyful and everything. And I feel like as an immigrant, like, that's such a powerful frame to use to approach your everyday, because some days are going to feel really crazy. And what you don't want to do is take all that craziness and frustration and use that to define how you interact with the world. Because when you do that, all you do is just attract those kind of people to yourself. But yeah, let's talk with Fikru about his painting and what he was thinking about when he painted it. Enjoy. I saw your painting for Impact Foundation. So, I want to kind of start off there is, like, what was the inspiration behind that? Like, what led you to, like, because that's such a beautiful painting. And it felt like there was a lot of emotions. I feel like you poured your emotions in that painting, So I got curious. I was like, I need to talk to this fella. So, like, tell me about the painting, one, and what were you trying to communicate to the world through that painting?
That was inspired, that painting at that time. When I was arriving in Canada, that's my first impression. I feel, and that was my first trip another country. I'm not going to another outside my home country.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first experience. And when I was in the shelter, and I go to the same tower, and I realize everything, the environment, I feel that moment, and I sketch it. And I try to combine two different cultures mixed. My back home and in Canada when I was visit. And I try to collaborate the two, just like the tale of two cities. Just like
Yeah.
So my back home and Canada, I have two sides. And when you see the painting I paint, that's a half face. That represent my knowledge in something is almost half up. And my own heart is back home and half side in there. And I was split to different emotions. So I was always gone everywhere, and I live. I feel that moment every day. That paintings represent all my emotions and my journey. And I separate my parents and back home. That feeling is always caring, and I was gone all the way of my life. So I think that's all my journey to represent on my paintings.
That's so. I don't even know what to add to say. It feels like there's a lot. It feels like there's a lot you put in there. If you had to put those emotions into words, like, what words would you use to describe how that feeling you're just talking about right now? Like, how would you describe it?
The emotion, there's frustration. I feel it, and adaptation, and you can feel it. There's like cultural shocks. My culture when I visit here is different. Everybody cares about yours. When you lock your door, almost one day, your neighbors come and knock your door. Are you okay? You ask. Just like I live this kind of situations. But come here, everybody live on the sides. No one cares about you. So that's a different things. for the immigrants, you have to shock this kind of environment that you have to adopt every part of your life. So you can face different things. You have to update yourself and adopt and fix your emotions just like Canadian style. So I try to adopt every step of my life. Yeah.
You know, yeah, you touched on something really raw, which is how I think one thing a lot of people struggle with. I mean, like maybe not everybody, but if you come from certain cultures where the community is always so intertwined in some way, yeah, when you come to Canada, it can feel a bit different because yeah, in Canada, it feels like everyone just goes into their house and is just on their own. When we come out, we'll say hi and smile, but more often than not, is everyone just on your own, find your life, live your life your own way. I'm not going to disturb you. Don't disturb me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel the first I was shocked in the public transportation. No one cannot sit on side you. So I was in first 3 months I was shocked because there that space as a black person you can feel it. I have no experience this kind of discrimination something. So they cannot sit you on one side because of your black something. But after 3 months, I realize everything and I forget everything and I focus on the positive side. And when I was avoid this kind of mentality, everything is when I said sit my own side, okay, not I'm not disturbed. So this kind of cultural shock is it's a little, but its impact is big in your
Yes.
feeling.
Yes.
So that's different for me when I was come here. In the 3 months, I was struggle, but after 3 months, I was comfortable. Everything.
Do you know the moment when you decided that you aren't going to focus on the negatives? Like, do you know what led to that? Like, because I find that really inspiring because a lot of people will hold on to the bad things, but you're saying to yourself, you know what? I'm not going to allow you don't want to sit down beside me in the public transit. That's okay. I'm just going to live my life and focus on the positive things because you're right. Canada is a beautiful country and it does have really interesting things and it has beautiful things. But the question is, which one do you choose to focus on? So I'm curious, like how did you come to that realization? Like, was it just you know what, I'm not doing this anymore? Or how did you get there? Like, how did you get there?
Uh, almost focusing on my almost on all time I was working in the getting transportation. I listened audiobooks. So most of time I listened to audiobooks and I was deeply in that audiobooks. So I don't know, I forget every environmental when I was around. So that helped me to avoid this kind of emotions. And you cannot you when you focus on yourself, no one bother you. So focus on yourself. So they realize you are not bad guy or something. You can, and you can feel it your emotions. People are connected with emotions. So when I was frustrated and anxiety, you can feel my. So you avoid my vibration. So
Mhm.
when I was spreading positive emotions, people feel that's connect. So they are not they are comfortable with it beside me because I feel I spread
Mm.
positive vibes. So you can always positively thinking and positively surrounded by your emotions, everything you can touch is positive.
That's
That's
it.
my
Yeah, that's it. That's powerful, Fikru. Like that's really powerful because like what I'm hearing you say to me actually, and I'm sorry, I'm getting excited about that because I've never thought about it this way. But here's what why I say this. What you're saying to me is that so you come into the country and then so every now and then in the public transit, a couple of people see you and don't sit down beside you. They literally just avoid that seat. But you know what? You decide that you know what? I'm not going to allow that negativity affect me because when I'm frustrated, what it means is that if there's any person who would normally sit down beside me, they feel the frustration and the anxiety and the anger I'm carrying around, and they don't sit down beside me. So staying in that emotion literally means that I keep encouraging that kind of behavior in a way, But when I say to myself, you know what, I'm just going to, no matter what happens, I'm just going to be positive and move around with that. You attract positive people to you,
yeah.
And yes, you'll meet some people who are assholes or who will just be horrible people because that's just how they are. But it also means that when there's someone who's more likely to be a warm-hearted person like you, that person will actually come and sit down beside you. And you know why I got excited about that? Because that thing itself can actually just be taken and you can apply that to any situation in life, especially as an immigrant who's trying to start life afresh in a new country and you're dealing with the culture, the new country, the new food, everything.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like manifestation, just like it's work. So yeah. When you
Yeah.
manifest this kind of positive vibes, you can receive positive.
Yes.
So you can use it. This kind. Yeah.
So still staying on the emotion. I'm sorry I'm staying on this for this long. I apologize. But so when you were doing the painting, were you thinking of the negative vibes or were you thinking of the positive vibes? Or were you just saying, you know what, I'm just going to express both of them in this painting and just let the world see how I feel?
Sorry, your voice is almost
Oh, sorry. I mean,
yeah.
I said when it was time to do that painting, were
Ah,
you, were you thinking of the positive vibes or the negative vibes? What was the primary emotion that defined how the painting showed up?
my emotion is too much happy. I didn't do any paintings, so I need to calm, just like balanced emotions, not too much sad and not too happy. So you have to balance it. So when I feel it's balanced emotion, that's perfect time to paint, and every ideas come into my mind. When I was frustrated too much in thinking, I didn't do any paintings, any kind of things. So I need to meditate myself and keep it in silent place and focusing on emotions, calm down to balance emotion time. So that my feeling is not too much happy and not sad. That's balanced.
Yeah.
So just like mixed it, the white and the black one, we mixed it, you can find it the balanced color. That was when I was just like light brownish feeling. When I find this emotion, that's perfect time for me.
And so now just kind of I'm going to just kind of move on to something else, which is you talked about some cultural shocks. Like what were the biggest cultural shocks for you like so far, like this past 1 year, 12 months in Canada?
The first, when I mention it, is everybody cares on the back home. Everybody cares about you. Where you feeling, you're sad or happy. and there everybody's collaborated. When you have event on your home, everybody participates their
Yeah.
own. So I living in this kind of surrounding neighbors. When I come back here, everybody goes by own self and call the event organizer something. That's different. So you have to have money in this country. In back home, you don't have money. Everybody participate and give you your dream. But here, you have to struggle by yourself. You have to make money by yourself. But in back home, you have to everybody when you are broke something or you have to uh, make wedding for your family. Everybody participated. That was the first my cultural show, and the second one is the finding a job. When your resume is good or bad, they don't care. They need connection in network in Canada. That's my biggest regret on the finding a job, because of when you have enough skilled in that field. Back home, you have much possibility to find a job. But here, you have to know connections. You have to Canadian experience. When you are doesn't have experience to work, find a job, how do you find Canadian experience? So they don't give you that space, and they ask you Canadian experience. So that's for me, it's not compatible. So
Yeah.
that was my biggest struggle in Canada. But it's okay now. Everything is going well.
Yeah. And now with all this, like I mean, it's probably too early to ask this question to you, but I'll still pose it anyway, which is, have you ever regretted it at all this past 12 months you've been here? Have you ever felt like I should go back to Ethiopia? Have you ever felt that way?
No, no, no.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because I was first I was decided in back home. So I'm not regret my decision because I was realized my decision before I finish it, because when I come back here. So I give myself everything is happening because when I was back home, I read and showed the documentaries of human immigration, immigrants. Ethiopia is mostly immigrant people are in. So that's the destination is three parts. The first one is go to Saudi Arabia by Yemeni, yes, that's road. And the second one is by in the South Africa road. The destination is South Africa. So they go to Kenya, Uganda, something is that's travel. And the third destination is Libya to Europe. So I saw and I read the book. He was his name is Jordanos. He is graduated for his thesis. I read that book. The Ethiopia to go to South Africa. That's the life struggle. How was the immigrants' life? So I know how do they face challenges. It's too much. So I'm not exaggerated. This Western world is so developed. I go to there and I make money. Something I don't think this kind of these are thinkings. So when I go, that's a good thing is I go to the Toronto, Canada by plane. That's safe. Number one is that one. So the next step is finding the shelter. After that, you can find opportunities. So I'm not exaggerated and expect not too much expectation. So my expectation is limited. So when you expect too much, you have to regret. I saw my friends, and I hear two people are killing themselves. So my communities, they are come back here and they face challenges and they are suicide themselves. So that's sad things when you ask them, my friends are so depressed, something like because of they are expecting too much. So when you expect too much, you have to frustrate. So back home, I read that book and show documentaries. So I expect too much. So my expectation is high in the West. That's another country. No one care about you. So that's the challenges come. But thanks for the Canadians. So their welfare is good. So they are supportive, and I didn't see different challenges. So my expectation is less, and my so the documentaries books has give me every challenge is small thing for me because I saw my brothers and sisters face difficult hunger. They are killing and go to their organs for this kind of stories we hear about that. So my challenge is almost a little bit in here. So I'm definitely okay about every difficult obstacles.
If you don't mind me asking, so like, why did you leave Ethiopia? Like, what was the decision? Like, why did you decide to move to Canada? Like, what prompted it?
I see when you hear in the news, we back home is conflict, is internal conflict. So this Ethiopia was the government served by ethnic politics based on. So in the past 35 years, in the Ethiopia is almost collapsed because of the ethnic group. Before the military and the TPLF come to the governor, we cannot see the difference. You are Oromo, you are Amhara or Tigrayan. It's okay. They are collaborated and marriage each other. After that, after came this, after Emperor Haile Selassie, it's passed away. This everything is messed up. So my parents are different. There are two tribes, Tigrayan and Amhara. So when the conflict is established first in the Tigrayan peoples, so the government in that time, every Tigrayan peoples are treated. So they are collected and go to the concentration camp in the city areas. I faced two challenges on that time. And they harassed because of ethnic group. When the Tigrayan conflict is almost come down in the government in Tigrayan TPLF, it's have negotiated and say they are stopping fight. They are starting in Amhara in the government again. And I challenge again by my mother she was Amhara, so again another problem I faced. So everything is continuously is this kind of things are happening there. And my work is depend on the foreigners. I'm painter, so the foreigners cannot come because of conflict. So I cannot sell my painting, and I cannot support my family. So I decide to move to another country. But before that, I never want to go another country. When I go to there, by to exhibit my artwork, something, not refugee and living forever, something. But everything is changed. So I decided to move another country because of the conflict.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. Immigrating because of conflict is such a
Yeah.
it's such a because you have no choice. You literally just kind of have to restart your life. You leave everything behind. It's just a crazy place to be honest.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Are your parents still alive? Like are they okay?
Yeah, it's okay because they live in the capital city, a little bit safe.
Okay.
But outside the capital city, everything is messed up. That's too much.
Damn.
And when you go to the countryside, and I face another challenge is in most of Ethiopians Orthodox Christians, and the government is another. They are not almost. They are not religious, just like they are Protestant and Muslim. Something is conflict. Another conflict is a religious conflict.
Oh God.
And when you are Orthodox Christian, you are they are spot. So another challenge is not only ethnics, the religious part. So that's complicated in Ethiopia. The religious and ethnics, and then the class, everything is messed up and that's combined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on from sad things. I just have
Yeah.
two more questions for you. um, since you're talking about your home, and the fact that you never saw yourself leaving, what do you miss most about Ethiopia?
Sorry.
I say, since you're talking about your home, and you mentioned that you never really saw yourself moving to another country, but I mean,
Yeah.
here you are. What do you miss the most about Ethiopia? Like, what's the thing you miss the most about home?
Back home, it's different. We have using a different calendar. We have 30 months. We
Ah,
cannot use in the 31, 28, just like in the European calendar. All the Ethiopians, 12 months are 30 days. The rest one is 5 and the 4 years cycles. It's 6 days. That's a pagmi, we call it in the Greek word. It's additional day. That's so. When I'm back home, the class is closed when I was little. With my childhood memory. That winter time to the class is open. It's already in the first September 11 is Ethiopian New Year. So everything is sunny and the landscape is green and yellowish flowers. I have a good memory in the New Year. I missed the first one is New Year's celebration back home because they give me more inspiration on my artwork. So I feel I miss that environmental situations in the that back home. And the second one is Epiphany, celebration of Epiphany.
yes, yeah, I know about that.
Every that's in the city, it's decorated. Everyone is wearing in white clothes. The ceremonies, that's fantastic. You can see every cultures, different people's faces. And for an artist, it's a wonderful time to saw this kind of celebration. So I miss Epiphany and Easter. Easter. So we are fasting for 55 days. After that, Good Friday, it's different celebration on that time, and we have eating the night time after liturgy finished, and all families are together and faced that our that moment. So that's the childish memory. It's my father, my mom, everything, everybody's surrounded on the one Ethiopian food in general. It's spongy. Maybe you have experienced Ethiopian food. That's so we are circled and eat together, feed each other. That's a good memory for me. So I miss this kind of childhood. And when I grow, I live in my childhood memories. And I was everything is raised by my childhood memory. So that's my inspiration. Everything is I'm from my childhood. So three celebrations I miss it in back home. But that's different because in the Canada they celebrate. It's different, different vibes. Back home is different. So I choose this one. I miss these three events back home. Yeah.
So you're going to have to find new types of inspiration here in Canada. That's what it means. Like
Yeah. I try to find, but it's different.
that's an interesting point that you make. So do you think that your painting language is going to change because you live in Canada now, or you think you still paint the same way?
No, it's a little bit different. I change my, I told you before, I am adaptable person. So I check all the galleries in the Canadian art galleries, the museums I saw, and I was in the Canada, so I try to express as a Canadian. So I try to focus on what kind of Canadians like and what kind of painting is comfortable with me on my inspiration in my style. I saw and I combined my style a little bit changed, and I try to elaborate my paintings adaptability. I
Mhm.
try to present. You have to change yourself by
Yes.
the
Yeah, a
environment.
bit.
Yeah,
Just don't change too much.
yeah, not too much.
Don't change too much. Don't change yourself too much.
Yeah.
Um, this is the last question for me, but what do you think? I'm curious now when you say that. If you had to, if you saw an Ethiopian painting or an Ethiopian inspired painting and a Canadian inspired painting, what would be the difference? Because I wouldn't know. Like, I don't know. Like, what are the things you would see or the things you would pick off that would tell you that the Canadian painting is different from the Ethiopian style painting? Yeah. Yeah.
That's in Ethiopian painting is because of different is most of the Ethiopian paintings are based on Ethiopian Orthodox Church. So when in Ethiopian Orthodox Church painting, they don't have space in back.
Mm.
We don't know paint in 3D. The message must be in front, and they are avoiding space, negative spaces, not
Yeah. Yeah.
space. In the Western painters, there are space in the 3D making they make.
Interesting.
The first one is there is no space. But after in the modern era, the Westerns are use this kind of paintings. The modern paintings come to avoiding spaces. But Ethiopians are they are express themselves by avoiding space before almost 1,000 years before. So the one different things is spacing and the color choosing. And Ethiopian paintings, they are vibrant colors they use, not combining with most of time primary colors they use. In the, but in Western painters, they use in tertiary colors, secondary colors. They use most of time. So when you see the Ethiopian colors, they are too much vibe for you. They are strong but in Western, just like impressional paintings, just like calm and secondary painting colors are color correction, just like a video editing. So they use just like that, but in Ethiopia it's different, and the composition is different. Most of time in Ethiopia they are using in the culture landscape, just like that, and the spiritual meanings. In the Western paintings, that's different. The abstract something, so that's too much different. Most of Ethiopians like realistic paintings. In here, most of time they like in the abstract. So almost, but you can mix it. I try to mix.
Okay.
In Ethiopia, they have talsam. That's called word art. They have word art with symbols and things. I think this kind of meaning is just like abstract paintings. There are too much details. I try to combine my arts. When you saw, I use it in the patterns.
Yes.
That patterns in the Ethiopian Talsam, the books, they try to secretly code it. You have to give that message for another person, and no one knows. They try to secretly by geometry, something they do it in Ethiopian Orthodox Church. So that geometrical patterns, they can read that he has knowledge. No one knows that skill, that secret is kept. So they communicate each other by this kind of pattern, geometry, sacred geometrical patterns they use. And I try to combine that patterns and the modern Western art culture, painting culture. I mix it, this kind of things. That's my goal, to represent my artworks most of the time.
Nice. Did you have any message in the one you did for Impact Foundation?
Yes, I have.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Would you care sharing with me what the message was?
Yeah.
So what was the message in that one that was hidden in the Impact Foundation painting?
But before I find the Impact Foundation, I was for almost frustrated because everything you see in Canada is connection, network. I tried to find my community, and outside my community, I asking people to communicate in networking. That's difficult for me. When I was meeting for the Impact Foundation, everything is in. That moment, that's my turning point. I write my own day in my life. That's turning point for me because of I paint my paintings, but I cannot reach even if I find you because of them. So that was give me a platform to find and express myself to as a painter and as an immigrant and my culture something. So they give me a platform, and they are just like a conductor for me. I presented for Impact Foundation is just like a conductor for me. So they give me ways, they give me communications. So I put on my paintings to just symbolize and thank you for the Impact Foundations.
That's so beautiful. I think we'll end here because like this is the best way to end this, to be honest. Like, thank you so much, Fikru. Like, thank you for sharing your world with me. I mean, and thank you for the lesson. You know, that thing you said earlier on about the emotion you carry around is what you attract. I mean, it's a really powerful way to approach the world. I mean, because you can either keep complaining or you can say, you know what, I'm just going to focus on being joyful and positive, and then just take the world a day at a time. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
This was such a beautiful episode. I say that all the time, but honestly, I feel like every single episode with me, the ones I'm done, I just go like, gosh, human beings are really beautiful people. If you enjoy this, please subscribe, like, share. I mean, forward. Send me an email. Say, Dozie, that was great. I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. Ciao.